And good evening. We come on the air with the breaking court cases captivating the country. Sean Diddy Combs in court in Manhattan tonight after he was found guilty of 2 lesser charges in his federal case. Moments ago, a judge denied him bail, so he stays in custody for now. It caps a stunning day, the jury finding him not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking. The music mogul held his lawyer's hand tightly as the shock verdict was read, turning emotional, appearing to pray as his children looked on. Weeks of testimony painted a lurid portrait of sex parties that lasted days and accounts of intense physical and emotional abuse. But in the end, the jury made up its mind after 13 hours of deliberation. It all played out as across the country in another courtroom, Bryan Kohberger confessed to the slaying of 4 University of Idaho students, pleading guilty to their murders. We have it all covered with our team, but we want to begin tonight with Chloe Melas. And Chloe, this bail hearing just wrapped, and for now, Combs will remain behind bars.
Tom, that's right. It was a day of highs and lows for Combs. First, a high when he found out that he was acquitted on the most serious of charges, but then some lows when the judge said he has to return to Metropolitan's Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he's already been incarcerated for 10 months leading up to his trial, and now he has to wait for a tentative sentencing date in October. Sean Diddy Combs sinking to his knees in the courtroom moments after a jury found him not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking, the most serious charges he was facing. He was convicted on 2 counts of a lesser charge, transportation to engage in prostitution.
Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs.
In the courtroom, an emotional scene. Combs' lawyer wiping away tears as family members, including his 6 kids, clapped and cheered. His mother later blowing a kiss to the crowd as she left the courthouse.
It's a block party-like atmosphere outside the courthouse, with some people dancing and others protesting today's verdict. But one thing is for sure, they're here for a front row seat to history.
The jury of 8 men and 4 women deliberated for a total of 13.5 hours. Late Tuesday, they sent a note saying that they'd reached consensus on 4 counts, but were split on 1. They returned this morning deliberating for under an hour before announcing they had a verdict. During the 7-week trial, prosecutors argued that Combs was the leader of a criminal enterprise, and everyone was there to serve him. They called 34 witnesses, including 2 of Combs' former girlfriends, singer Cassie Ventura and another known only as Jane. Ventura's lawyer today sharing her reaction to the verdict.
We're pleased that he's finally been held responsible for 2 federal crimes, something that he's never faced in his life.
In a statement, the U.S. Attorney's Office acknowledged the victims, writing, "Sex crimes deeply scar victims, and the disturbing reality is that sex crimes are all too present in many aspects of our society." Combs opted not to testify, and his lawyers did not call any witnesses. They said he was put on trial for his lifestyle and didn't commit the crimes he was charged with.
This case was never what it was made out to be. This case was ridiculous in so many different ways.
He's also facing dozens of civil suits. But tonight, Combs is facing far less prison time than he would have if convicted on the most serious charges.
And Chloe joins us once again live from outside the courthouse. We understand that Combs' family is outside there just behind you.
Hey there, Tom. So his mother, Janice, and also 6 of his children, they're getting into those Sprinter vans right there behind me. Media from all over the world standing right outside. There was some applause when they exited. This was a very emotional day for them. As the day first started, Tom, they were actually praying with Combs. And as you know from my piece just now, they clapped after the verdict.
All right, Chloe Melas first. Chloe, we thank you for that update. Laura Jarrett joins us now live in studio. So, Laura, viewers at home are going to be watching this saying Combs beat the major charges. Why is he still behind bars?
The judge was very troubled by the extent and the pattern of the violence that came out in this case, Tom. The judge said, look, the defense has much conceded the fact that there was domestic violence here. We all remember that now infamous tape. The judge brought it up in court today. It moved him clearly, and it was Combs' burden to say, look, I'm not a threat to the community anymore. We heard from 2 women today who said they still worry that he would come after them if he was to get out today. Now, we should mention he's been behind bars since September. He's not facing the sentencing till October. That's why the defense is hoping they can try to speed it up. The judge seemed open to it today. We'll see where it goes.
Okay, we'll follow every angle. Laura, we thank you for that. Now to Boise, Idaho for another stunning moment in court. The man accused in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students pleading guilty on 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. In a moment, you'll hear how prosecutors detailed the evidence they collected that pointed, in their words and Kohberger's confession, to a premeditated murder of 4 college students. Liz Kreutz was in the courtroom for it all.
Tonight, 2.5 years after the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students, the man accused of the crimes, Bryan Kohberger, pleading guilty in a Boise courtroom.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
In a chilling moment, Judge Steven Hippler, one by one, asking Kohberger this question.
Murder in the first degree, as it relates to the murder of Madison Mogen, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Haley Gonzalez, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Xana Kernodle, a human being, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Ethan Chapin, a human being, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In the courtroom, families of all the victims, some sobbing and holding hands as prosecutors recounted the disturbing evidence they were ready to present at trial.
The defendant's car, the white Elantra, as I've described, circling the 1122 King Road area, that neighborhood, starting around 3:30 or so in the morning. The defendant entered the residence, went to the 3rd floor, and with a knife, killed Madison Mogen and Haley Gonzalez. The defendant, as he left that room, for whatever reason, ended up leaving, or the sheath for a K-bar knife was left on the bed next to Madison Mogen's body.
The prosecutor saying before fleeing, Kohberger murdered the other 2 students and then drove home.
About 9:30, evidence taken from the defendant's phone that he took a selfie of himself on his phone in what appears to be the bathroom of his Pullman apartment with a thumbs up.
Kohberger's plea deal, which takes the death penalty off the table, shocking to even the judge, who said he only learned of it Monday. Some of the families of the victims outraged. Haley Gonzalez's father lashing out at the prosecutor.
We didn't agree on anything. He only negotiated with the murder of our children. Haley would be ashamed of what happened today.
In 2022, after a weeks-long manhunt, the former criminology student was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania, charged with the murders of Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Madison Mogen. Her mother and stepfather tonight saying they've found relief in the plea deal.
We have closure. We embark on a path of hope and healing.
And with that, Liz Kreutz joins us now live. Liz, the families, even the ones upset with the plea bargain, will get a chance to speak directly to the man who killed their children?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. On July 23rd, family members will be able to read victim impact statements. And it's believed at that point, Kohberger will then be sentenced to life in prison without parole. And because this isn't going to trial now, it's likely that key questions will never be answered, including where that murder weapon is, how he chose his victims, and why he did it. Tom.
Okay, Liz Kreutz for us. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.